Hello everyone, Zelrant here, and it is the first of the month, so we do have the mobile gacha data, and I was going to take a look at it. Now, I only play currently 2 gacha games as I've kind of started making room for the upcoming big games that'll come at some point here in the future. And this has actually given me a lot of time for other things I'm having to deal with. So right now, the 2 big games are Girls Frontline 2, as everybody knows, my main game in the gacha scene right now. Been playing it a lot. Love that game. And then have sort of Convallaria, which I still play. I make videos occasionally on it, more on Shouju polls, and then going over the characters as they're coming out. Everything else, I kind of want to take a look at, even like games like Honkai Star Rails and the Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves. Even though I'm not playing them anymore, I like to kind of see how the gacha scene's doing, especially with these games, because they were big money makers, and I want to get an overall idea how the gacha gaming arena is doing. And just at a quick glance, it does look pretty brutal this month on just gacha in general. Then again, maybe that just be a beginning of the year thing, because a lot of people do all their big stuff during Christmas, maybe, I'm guessing. But we'll kind of to see here. I mean, we have the trade Pokemon game, which is doing quite well. I haven't played it. I haven't had no intent of playing it, but it's doing really well. Love and Deep Space, still doing good. Hasn't dropped too much. This Dragon Ball game, I don't know what they did with this one. Didn't know much about it, but it shot up. I mean, it was already a decent moneymaker at 22 million, going to 47. But then you have Honkai Star Rail Heal still holding right in the middle at 46 out of 50. But the big thing is when you go 2 down, Genshin Impact had a massive drop. I mean, 100 million was really, really good, but 26, was that their, like, is this one of their lowest? Because even on bad months for them, they seem to be way higher than this. I mean, Genshin just dropping. I mean, from my understanding, it is a slow month. I'm guessing from them. Their last month was their big one, but still, that is pretty low for Genshin. And then you have Zenless Zone Zero starting to dip down here too. I mean, we had the big hype with Miyabi. I don't know if that wasn't last month, but that was like 2 months ago, and now it's starting to start slowly dipping down now. So there's really no big characters coming up in it. Now, I'm not paying attention to it as much anymore, but Miyabi was kind of the big one. Loved playing with her. I was not interested in like anybody else coming up here. I mean, I liked Astra for the team, but overall, I mean, Miyabi was it. I mean, that was their peak, and I don't know how they got to do a lot to overcome and be something better than her, just in terms of gameplay, because she was just really fun. But yeah, overall, they're starting to go down. I mean, I'm not really going to be paying attention to Honkai Star Rails and the Zone Zero too much anymore, other than the bad stuff, which I will be making a video on something that Honkai Star Rails doing that a lot of other creators have discussed. It's yeah, I think it could be really bad for the overall gacha scene in general, and I'm hoping it gets a lot of backlash for it, because it's not good what we're seeing there. Then we have Fate Grand Order. I've never played that game, but that's massively dropping there. Yeah, and these are just some other games. Wuthering Waves, I mean, it came out of its high on the 2.0, and then just no one's interested in the current character, so I understand that. So this is going to be a slow month. And because, yeah, it was the one little girl, and then now the Order girl. I don't think either of them were big picks for people. We'll have to see how the other girl that everybody's wanting does, as well as the elf. But I've quit the game now too, so great game still. It's just I don't have time to really. I don't want to put in the effort trying to keep it up anymore, because I do know in the future we're gonna have Arknights, Enfield, Ananta, and all these other games are gonna take all my time. I'm gonna have to quit it at some point, so I've just made a decision to quit it now. Arknights, big dip on them. Never played the original Arknights, but they're going down. And let's see. These are just some other random games. Nikkei, isn't this month? Well, didn't they have the big collab? Didn't it come out before end of month? You'd have to kind of see. I mean, I've never played the game, but that's a pretty big dip, even though they're doing a collab right now with Infinity Nikki, or that one. It came out. I don't know how big it was when it came out, but it's starting to go down a little bit too. For as much as I heard about it, I heard a lot about that game. It seemed like a very game for more towards girls and all that, so I never tried it. Summoner's War still holding on, but going down 7 million. Yeah, like everything's dipping. This must just be a bad month for gacha in general. Because, yeah, everything's dipping. Girls Frontline dipped down. Actually, that is pretty good for Girls Frontline because I just me playing it a lot now. So we now have, and she technically did release in the month. So Cinerisi came out very end of the month. She was, to me, I think a lot people are not going to pull for her because we know Cluke is coming next. And so she wasn't going to have a big splash on her release. And then all the units before her, like Dush, was always marketed as an easy skip, at least for now. Because a lot of these units, it's like Dush, she's going to be really good on her expansion key, when she gets her expansion key. Same with Cinerisi. Then you had Diane. Everybody was saying skip on her, even though now she's a lot better with Yuhi and CN, so she's going to have a big splash then. So I could see it being overall a slow month, and it only dipped down by what, just under 3 million. So not bad at all. I mean, it came out swinging at like 20 some million, and Cluke is coming in next. That is going to be the big test for Girls Frontline because I think Cluke is going to be the biggest moneymaker for them. Probably of the games, we'll have to see, but of the game's life cycle of every character I've seen, the next big one will be Springfield for sure. But I don't think Springfield, when she comes out, is going to beat what Cluke can. So that's what we're going to have to look at, is we're going to have to hope when Cluke comes out that we see a big, sharp increase, because that'll show how much interest there is in the game still when we have the hyped up character come out. Now, she is going to come out in 3 weeks, too. And so it's actually going to be like perfect timing, because I think, it's a Thursday? So we're going to have 10, she's going to have been out for 10 days. So pretty much all of her main revenue that people are going to spend for her is going to come out then. Now you'll have the people like me who have been slowly spending over the months to build up enough for her. But we'll have to see when the Giga Whales that have been really, how much they spend to really cap her out, cap her gun and all that stuff. Because, yeah, that's going to be a good one. Solo leveling Arise. It's just flat 4 million there. I tried that. I think, is this the new one? Whatever the new, no, I did not try that one. I tried one of these games and I didn't really like it, and then I just quit it like almost immediately. That's not the game. I can't remember which one. And then let's see, Reverse 1999. I tried that on release. Really wasn't my style. Big dip there. I mean, everything's dipping. Azure Lane cut in half almost. Fire Emblem's down. Like Honkai Impact the third. That's about even, actually, even though it went down a little bit. AFK Arena's down. Yeah, and I don't really know too many of these. Landgracer isn't... This is one of the games that's similar to Sword of Convallaria, if I'm not mistaken. We have Sword of Convallaria down here at 1,695. And they were almost a 2 million, and I'm pretty sure they were down to 1.5 million in one of the months. So they did go up, and then they're just back down a little bit. But they are holding steady, which was really good. I mean, if the revenue can hold here, I mean, they're making money, which is good. So you don't have to worry about end of service anytime soon. I'm kind of looking at the details. I didn't really look. What's the details on? Because that's one thing I forgot. Let me check the details on global here. Yeah, global Halo Play, 2 million of it. And this is the global 1 million. This one is Sunborn global 500. Dark Winter 700. So doing great on global overall. And I mean, they're almost to... CN's almost to 1 million. So I think they're overall doing great. They're doing fine. It was a slow month. Nothing big popped off, I think. I mean... CN had what? Yuhi? Was Yuhi in it? Yuhi was a good unit, but I think physical still needs some work, which they've acknowledged. So I think maybe people skipped her on CN as well a little bit, because the physical, from what I can tell, is still not the top, not even close to top tier at this point. Yuhi makes it a lot better, but they really need the big damage dealer. And that's kind of the big games. I mean, what's kind of down towards the bottom here? See if I reckon any of these. It's been... Tower of Fantasy, I mean, that one's going down. If I'm not mistaken, this one's like, it felt like it was on its way out. Tribe 9 released to 600,000. That's a pretty, I mean, when did it come out? It came out like a week ago, didn't it? So it's been out enough time for there to have been the big splash. That is pretty low, but we have to see how that one goes. I didn't try it because I did the other game. I did the beta for the other game, so I did not get the chance to try that one. I know I wasn't going to be able to stick with it anyway, so the only thing I would have done was tried it and give it my first impressions. Ash Echoes was almost up to 1 million. It dropped down to 350,000. The biggest problem with Ash Echoes, and I did play this one on release for a decent amount, and I really liked the game, but Global was just hemorrhaging players, and yeah, Global's not doing too well. Yeah, a lot of the money they're getting, where is the money they're getting at? 350? Yeah, it's all in CN mostly. It's struggling. It's a good game, but it's just struggling. It's just there's so much competition and it's too niche, I think, in the genre to have pulled a lot of people in. You have the Girls Frontline, the original one, down again. They're holding on though, but they're probably losing money. But it's a game that's helping with Girls Frontline 2 with the story, and I definitely want to play it. I'm hoping that PC version that comes out is pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I just wanted to take a quick look at this. Girls Frontline is doing great. 5 million in a slow month, because this is for sure, January is for sure a slow month for Girls Frontline. And so Clue-K is going to be coming this month. So this month's going to tell us how well they truly are doing on a hype month versus a slow month. So it's all coming down to that. And then, yeah, with Sword of Convallaria, the next big units are going to be Sophia and Cavare. And it's every 2 weeks. So right now we just had Panama come out. So with Panama coming out, she's going to... We're going to get... Yeah, so this month is probably going to be... Because it's going to be at the tail end that Sophia comes out. So I think it's going to be more next month for Sword of Convallaria to have a big splash. We'll have to see how well this month goes. They seem to be having a holding steady of 1.5 million at least. So they are doing quite fine in my opinion. And I don't intend to quit them anytime soon as well, because Sword of Convallaria and Girls Frontline are what made my YouTube so far. And so I'm going to be sticking with them until... I mean, Girls Frontline, I will definitely be sticking. This is my favorite game I've ever played in terms of the gacha scene, and I know I'll be with that for a while. Sword of Convallaria, we're going to have to see how well Enanta, Everness to Neverness, Azure Permilia, Arknights, Enfield. If all those games are really good, it could be something that pushes it off of my list of games I'm able to play, because the open worlds definitely take a lot more time to upkeep, and they all look pretty good. Everness to Neverness is probably the one that'll be a little bit easier for me to quit if I have to, but that's just because they haven't put out their next big trailer yet. We'll have to see how they've improved. So, but yeah, that's overall all the revenue. My main games are all doing quite well, but it does look like it was a pretty slow month for pretty much everything else. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps, and thanks for watching.